Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 4 of the Shed End podcast. We are here after, I think it's been a bombshell of a week and a half. We're recording this about an hour and a half after Perth Glory have just lost their last home fixture of the league season. 4-3 loss to Western United, who we were battling for the wooden spoon, and unfortunately it is returning to Perth. I'm joined again by James and Josh, and lads, I don't really have the energy to talk. Let's go over what we're going to be talking about. Look, firstly, there's a lot of things that we need to say regarding players and staff and whatever. But let's just go over the games first. Melbourne City. Holy shit. Now, normally I have a policy where if I miss a game and my team loses, I tend to not go back and watch the game too often. However, because we now do this podcast, I essentially had to go back and sit through an 8-0 loss. And my God, I am slowly losing the will to live watching this football association. So, James, why don't you take us through your thoughts for the game first there, mate?
Well, I have to thank Josh, because if it wasn't for Josh providing me live commentary when I was at my own game through the calls and the messages, bro, we're 3-0 down, we're 4-0 down now, it's 5! That was the commentary that I had throughout the game, and that was shit. And I know that we've got young players that are playing in the team, and I know that it's been a tough season, and I know that everything has gone to shit this season. Everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. But you cannot lose 8-0. You cannot allow yourself to be conceding that many goals in a game. That's just bullshit. That's just a lack of effort. That's a poor attitude. And, you know, it's no surprise to me that we then went on to have another crap performance today against West United. But on that Melbourne City game, I think the whole setup was poor. If I'm not wrong, the midfield two was Giordano Colli and Trent Osler. No, Muir was right back, I think. But Alan Stajic and his coaching staff have got the midfield horribly wrong this season. And for as much praise as I will give Staj, it has been an absolute disgrace to see how shit the midfield has been and how uncompetitive it has been for every single game this season. Alan not wanting to change system for some reason, if it's to do with he believes in his model of play, I get it. You have your model of play, that's fine. But maybe your model of play works when you have better players. When you have the crap and the dross that we have now, surely there's a bit in you where you think, I have players that are better suited to this brand of football or to this system. Maybe I shouldn't be playing them in this position. I'll give you an example. G. Colli. Right, so G wasn't particularly all that fantastic against Melbourne City, but in his defence, no one was. I spoke with one of G. Colli's former coaches when he was a young player, and this was a guy that knew G quite a lot and did a lot of work with G. And it was a part of a staff meeting, and I spoke with the coach, and I basically said to him, got to ask you, because one of the first things he said to me, this was literally straight after the 8-0 on the Monday, he said, mate, what happened to that 8-0? So we get onto it, and I said, right, G. Colli, this has been a player that's got a lot of mixed reviews online, especially. Do you believe he's better in a 2-man midfield or a 3-man midfield? And he just said straight up 3-man midfield. You know, G is clearly not a double pivot player. He's not a deep-lying midfielder. Why the fuck is Alan persisting with something that's clearly not working? You're a smart guy. You've had 25 years of experience as a head coach. Why do you keep persisting with shit? It's giving more weight to the definition of insanity. So, you know, that 8-0 performance, you know, the defending was diabolical, just really shit. Majeka Dunme was getting absolutely, wow, that is some message. I think we should be fine for now. The whole fucking. But that, like, just finally on that performance, rubbish, poor. I wish our players showed more effort than that cricket that's going on. I guess we'll just have to leave it for now. But yeah, that was I've never seen a more poor Perth Glory performance. It was the worst loss in A-League history. It was one goal away from being the worst loss in NSL history. I think it might have been Marconi either beat or lost 9-0 in one of their games. So shame on the players. You know, I know you guys care, but shame on you guys for allowing yourselves to get bashed up like that. You know, it shouldn't matter if the team on the other side is better than you or worse than you. You should never allow yourself to be that shit in a game, that uncompetitive, not having any sort of fight. That's embarrassing, and that's just not on the players. That's on everyone, coaches included as well, because it's a whole club effort. And if you dish out shit like that, there has to be accountability, especially in the off-season.
That's fair enough. Josh, we'll hand it to you. Obviously, James has given us a lot of thoughts there. I have so many more that I could... Oh my God. I'm refraining myself because genuinely, I could go on a tangent here and possibly get us blacklisted from everything to do with Perth Glory ever. But I'm going to refrain, obviously, for obvious reasons. Yeah. But Josh, trying to keep it so that we're not permanently banned from HBF Park, can you give us any more thoughts?
I'm going to try and keep it brief, otherwise we'll be here for 10 hours. I think it all started to fall apart after the Wellington game at home. If I'm going to be honest, I'm not that surprised that we lost 8-0. I knew we were going to get flogged. But especially to go, you know, Adelaide to lose 4-2 at home and then lose to Melbourne City 8-0 and then the next week lose 4-3 to Western United, who were battling for the wooden spoon. And let's be real, they didn't really have a very good squad. They didn't have Pena, Risdon. They were playing kids. So I think our experienced players like Sush and Katrumbas, they just looked poor. And, you know, people blame Stadge for his squad selection and relying too much on the youth. But when your experienced players are that poor, I can't really blame him. I've got so much to say, I just can't even wrap my head around it. It's disappointing. Obviously the fans and stuff don't deserve that, and we've had such a hard time for so long. Obviously you've got COVID and stuff, but I'm just disappointed. I'm very disappointed.
Disappointed but not surprised.
But not surprised either, yeah. I'm Melbourne City, I just knew, I had that gut feeling, man. That's why I said last episode, it was, what did I predict? I think 4-2 or something.
What did you say to begin with? What did you say to begin
All right,
with?
I just want to say, I think this is my fault, all right? Because while I predicted a 2-2 draw, I said, this is being recorded before the Melbourne City game, so if we lose 6-0 or something, then you can come back next week and see our mental breakdowns. I didn't mean it. I didn't fucking mean it, all right? You didn't actually have to go out there and fucking one-up me on it, Glory. Jesus Christ. Bro, you made me look... Mate, my Twitters... I didn't even watch the game. My Twitter was just full of, 6-0, fucking 6-0. Bro.
What do we do?
Oh, man.
Is there anything to add on the City?
I genuinely don't know if there is, because what more can we add without straying into territory of possibly getting blacklisted? Like, look, we've had enough talk about, you know, players that should have been playing this season that haven't been getting game time. You know, maybe Zimmerino could have got minutes somewhere. Maybe Luke Bodnar should have been playing in a position that would have very well fucking suited him instead of...
He hasn't changed his formation all season.
It hasn't. And that's what really annoys me. Is because it really is just the definition of insanity. And I understand when you want to play a style of football that you've had success with in the past. But the best types of coaches are ones that can adapt to situations.
In one season.
Huh?
Stadge only had success in one season, if we're being totally honest.
But even then...
With a 4-4-2, but he had more success with the Matildas.
That's true. That's true.
So
but
change to that?
women's football and men's football is completely
Doesn't matter.
different. No, but here's the thing: is that it's so much more difficult.
Compare the principles of the two.
Okay, I understand, but I'm just saying it is so much more difficult to run a 4-4-2 with a women's team than it is to run a 4-3-3. Trust me, I've tried it.
But we're better equipped for a 4-3-3.
I agree.
So why are we playing 4-4-2?
Because all of his experience as a male coach has been as a 4-4-2. I don't think he truly knows how to adapt to having a male team in a 4-3-3.
Then he shouldn't be the coach.
Well, I genuinely...
If he can't coach...
But here's the thing. I don't think we foresaw these problems with recruitment. Remember
No, we didn't, no.
Exactly. So Stadge came in before... We had Stadge confirmed pretty much before Nekic and otherwise, right?
He was appointed... He was rumoured in June, July, and was appointed August.
I reckon he was probably in around the end of July. I reckon the only reason we didn't confirm it is because we were waiting for the owner announcement. Yeah, Women's World Cup and the ownership announcement. So it's fair to say Stadge was in from early, and we expected to have some good recruitment with the new owners. Obviously, all the bullshit that came in, we couldn't bring in players. We can only bring in people on these fucking loan deals and 1-year deals and whatever. Fair enough. My only problem is that even then, Stadge refused to change his system. All right? Like I said, the best coaches are ones that can adapt. You look at Guardiola's City. They win shit year on year, and even then Guardiola is adapting to try and fucking find a way to better himself, trying to find a way to prevent them from conceding goals or from creating better chances and stuff like that. The best teams are ones that are able to adapt, and the ones that suffer are the ones that just fucking pump the same shit out week on week, even when it doesn't work, and they expect different results. And it just pains me to see that Stadge has fallen into that trope. And I love Stadge. He's done a lot of good shit for us this season. He's brought a lot of feeling back into the club, and he feels like a manager that really connects with the fan base. My only problem is you can't look at performances like Melbourne City and today's game against Western United and back Stadge and what he's doing. Like, I understand recruitment issues and issues around the club, and we've got the new owners now, so we're expecting better recruitment. It's all but confirmed that fucking Brandon O'Neill has joined the Glory now. We're just waiting on an official announcement at this stage.
By the club, but I think...
By the club, but we've had every source under the sun say he's coming in. But even then...
But does O'Neill sound like a Stadge signing to you?
No.
Even then, right, it just kills me that we had a guy... You're looking for a defensive midfielder. We had Luke Bodnar there the whole fucking season. We had Aiki Tsukamoto, who hasn't even gotten minutes this season. Jalen Pearman, who's, to be fair, not really that much of a CDM. But it would have been nice. It would have been nice to see him get some minutes. It's just painful, man. And it felt like every time we found like a half decent solution there, we just go back to the same old shit. Even when I saw Johnny Katrumbas in a double pivot, I didn't think it was the worst thing in the world. I thought he did better in the double pivot than Collie did.
Can I just quickly chat on that for 2 seconds? He's like, I respect him, but just admit that you don't like Bodnar. Like, the amount of like mental gymnastics and different solutions he tried to do in the midfield, rather than just going, Luke, you've played in a 2, you're a really good defensive player. Your numbers from last season showed it. You were up there in terms of the best midfielders in terms of successful defensive actions per 90. I did some sort of article on it for last season when I did all the numbers from all the Glory players. Bodnar was well and truly up there for defensive numbers. So what? So we've heard some rumours, and I won't go into them at risk of confidentiality, but there's been some players that have been rumoured for the defensive midfield role, and I'm like, well, okay, that's fine, but why haven't you given Luke a go? You've not given him the chance to play 90 minutes. And even still, why not change the midfield composition to allow players like G. Colley or, at the time, Oli Bozanic or Mustiamini the opportunity to play well? I just think, again, you're giving weight to the definition of insanity when you do the same shit over and over again, and it's frustrating as fuck to watch. And it's just quickly, it's hard to get, widespread support rather for Stadge when it's like, okay, yeah, he's fixed the attack. We've scored 45 goals this season. That's the most goals we've ever scored in a season since our premiership winning season. But our defence, I think we might be on track for our worst ever season defensively. Do you know how many goals we've conceded? 62. I think it's 62 if my math is correct. I think it is 62. And we've conceded 16 goals in our last 3 games. Is that acceptable?
Can I just quickly add?
Yeah, go on.
I just want to say, this was my only highlight of the match. G. Colley got his 5th yellow card, meaning he won't play next week.
He cops shit because of the system, though, Josh.
But here's the thing, right? And shocker, fucking Alex is about to defend Luke Bodnar again.
Here we go.
But I just don't understand also the viewpoint of the people online that are like, oh, well, the reason Stadge isn't playing him is because when he did give him a chance, he wasn't impressive.
How long?
5 minutes off the bench, 10 minutes off the bench for what, 3-4 games this season? That's not a fucking chance. What fucking chance is that, huh?
30 minutes against Adelaide.
That's not enough.
But even then, he wasn't bad. I know he gave away the pen. It was a shit pen to give away. It was, what, the handball? But he genuinely, before that, wasn't even bad. No. Which is what I don't understand. You've got a player who last season was one of our most fucking solid midfielders, solid 7 out of 10 performer.
First names on the team sheet.
Exactly. A young midfielder, a Glory product. who we've brought up. We want to make all this talk about, really investing in WA and our youth boys. You've got Luke Bodnar fucking sitting there rotting away. He's not even playing NPL. I genuinely think that there was a fucking hit out on him at the start of the season from whoever to destroy the man's career, because I genuinely can't think of another reason why.
Just quickly, there was talk that early on in the piece, Alan and his coaching staff either told Luke or his agent, "You're not part of my plans." And Luke wasn't the only player that was told that. But this is my issue as well, another issue. Given we didn't have a huge transfer budget, in fact, we barely had one. We were lucky to even get money from the receivers, or we had money in reserve anyway to go and spend on players. My question to Stadge, you're an experienced coach, over 25 years of experience at both a men's level and a women's level at the highest level, right? Surely, I understand you have a system of play and you have your whole philosophy, but surely there's a point in you where you go, maybe I should just experiment with what I have and then use my whole squad, and then I can go up to whoever eventually buys the club and say, look, I've given everyone a go. They've had a fair amount of time each. He has a bit more weight with his argument, I believe, if he says, I've given Bodnar a go. I've given him 4 starts in a row. He's been shit. And then maybe Stan and Ross can go, yeah, no, we see why you're not playing him at all. But it's like, to have the results that we have and the fact that he hasn't used all of the squad, he didn't give McInnes a real go. And we'll be one of the first to admit, I didn't see much of McInnes, but still, give him a go. See what he can do. Zimmerino should have been given a go. Bodnar should have been given...
In all fairness with the Zimmerino, he has been injured for the majority of the season.
Injured or not, he should have been given a go. And, give these guys a go. Again, we talk about WA products, Zimmerino and Bodnar. Whatever we think of them as footballers, they are WA products. They're products of our academy. Just the rhetoric of certain people with what we're trying to do and how we're trying to go about it is a little bit of a question mark. But I guess to save us from rambling about Melbourne City, we may as well talk about West United, because we just got back from that absolute disaster of a performance. I mean, do you want to give your quick thoughts?
Adam Taggart, God bless you. God bless you and your efforts. My God. Look, I saw this funny ass quote from Jacob Burns saying, without Taggart, where would glory be on the ladder? 12. Probably still fucking last, Jacob.
Great work on it, but that was... I think he was asked that question in fairness. He was asked that question.
I saw from Far Post Perth, they put it in quotation marks after the word Jacob Burns, so I'm assuming that was maybe. I don't know, but that was a little funny quote to sort of go off of. But look, I will admit I was the only one of the three that wasn't at the game, but I have had time to go back.
Fake fan.
Oh, what were you doing playing football?
I would probably, mate. I played 90 minutes centre mid for my team in a fucking Metro Socials game. I'd probably do a better job in the fucking double pivot than Gia Collie at this point.
Yeah, right, Mr. Semi-professional footballer.
Pipsqueak. Come say hi. Shit, I lost my train. Western Sydney. Western United. Look, I think enough can be said about the fact that Western United didn't put out a particularly strong team. Also, I just want to mention, you called Matthew Grimaldi mid, and he fucking cooked us, all right?
No, he didn't.
He scored against us in the 4th minute.
Well, it helps when your defence is playing musical
He
chairs.
still fucking scored, didn't he?
They were playing musical chairs, Alex.
Mate, it doesn't matter. It was a week before the Western United game, and you were calling their fucking star product mid.
Congratulations. He chipped Ollie Sale. Ollie Sale went down quicker than freaking all those your local porn stars.
We've got to have fucking conversations about Sale.
Keep going.
Keep going. Yeah, obviously. Look, I think it's fair to say without Taggart, we'd be in the absolute mud, and I pray to God, I pray to the Lord Almighty that we keep Adam Taggart. I think he's off contract at the end of next year, so we need to get him tied out.
26.
26? He signed 3.5-year deal. Yeah, shit. Look, there's not much for me to say apart from the fact that Taggart's the Lord and Savior of our team. Deserved the golden boot this year. It's just a real shame that the rest of the team lets him down in a large way. Also, I can tell that Gia Collie was particularly shit today because even FootMob couldn't fucking save him with the rating. Like, Jesus. I don't think so, because I checked FootMob, who normally give him like an 8 because he completes 45 sideways passes a match. Yeah. And he was on a 6.6, which was lower than I think 9 out of the 11 players on the team.
We just jogged, so he didn't really do anything.
Yeah, look, I can't comment particularly on any particular players massively because I need to watch the full 90 minutes to be able to do that. But from what I did see from watching whatever highlights or clips I could find on the game, this defense is just going to be the absolute death of me. And I'm so grateful that the season ends next season because we really need to have a long, hard look. We really need to have a long, hard look at this team. What do you... Oh, shit.
Give me that. From someone who was at the game, man, I'd love to have a midfielder like Thurgate in my team.
I suggested this. I fucking suggested this. Remember, I was telling you about Thurgate. I was fucking telling you about Thurgate last year.
Yeah, I said he was good.
Yeah, I know, but I was just like, fuck, imagine we got Thurgate. I know.
I've been saying Thurgate.
I was in a doctor's appointment and I saw Thurgate goes to Western United and out loud I accidentally said, fuck, and in the middle of a doctor's appointment. Everyone turned and looked at me. I was like,
Can I just quickly comment on the defence and the fact that it'll be the death of us? Josh, I don't know if you noticed, but as soon as Western United got their second, Adam Taggart started to get incredibly pissed off. He was fucking furious, mate. Dave was fuming as well. It's like I could feel for those guys. It's like Taggart has an unbelievable season, scoring all these goals. Dave has been superb as usual. And then it's like critical moments with our defence. Hopeless, useless. Now, we've been linked with senior players that are going to come in and ideally fix our back line. Is it going to be any different from what we have right now? We've got senior player Sale, senior player Latchman, senior player Shushnia, senior player Kotrumbas, and we've still conceded 16 goals in our last 3. I think it might be a bit more than just bringing 1 or 2 certain players in. But I think, Grimaldi, I don't think he's terrible, but I don't see too much in him. But I'll give him credit. I'll give him credit for the finish, but unacceptable defending. You know, Lockie Wales, he comes in, he cuts inside. 3 Glory players, if I've got it right, we're all standing in a line. Grimaldi just ghosts in, and then Sale goes, oh, like, you know those robot keepers that just go down very quick? That was Sale.
the ones where they go...
Yeah, that was like Sale. He just went down, and then Grimaldi just went, sweet, I'll just dink it over you. The second goal, spaghetti arms. You know, Josh was checking out cars on his phone or whatever. I think it was at that point I was like... Bugatti, yeah, because Rick, yeah, Danzaki, who I think is fucking rancid, scored an absolute missile from the edge of the box, and Sale was just nowhere to be seen. The third goal, piss poor defending, just a massive. Kotrumbas was caught too high up. Whoever that young fella was, he had the keys to Perth. He had all this time in the world. Cut it across goal and really simple finish. And then the fourth goal. Look, I know he's pretty popular on this podcast with the amount of mentions that he gets. And I've been pretty, how you going with G. Colley? But I think, again, it validated to me he's not a deep line midfielder. He's like, his spatial awareness as a midfielder is...
Agenda once again has validation.
Yeah, well, no, but in that moment, it's like you're asking for the ball, and it's like across the table. Alex, you're particularly quite nerdy about football. Do you believe G. Colley is a press-resistant midfielder?
No.
Right. Okay. So why are you wanting the ball at the edge of your box and then turning as you've got someone coming into you? Well, we're both nerds. Relax. We're both nerds. It's all right. It's how it is on this.
Fanatic or something. Just call me a fucking nerd.
Well, none of us are wearing glasses. We're fine. But it's like, again, it's like shit defending and then sail away. You know, just nothing from from one of our experienced players, and just. That was a really depressing game. I don't think there was really any major positives from it. A couple of good bits of play from our guys. I was surprised at half-time that we had more possession than West United, but I'm pretty sure, Josh, we were stuck in that same cycle where it was like the back three just kept the ball, and it was like, you have the ball. No, you have the ball. No, you have the ball. And then it's like, does any of you want to try and play a fancy pass forward? No. This Kolakowski was dropping way too deep. He wasn't staying high enough for me. I just felt we were playing a lot of freestyle football, just sort of making it up as we went along with our attack, and just to end, shit performance. And I think, rightly or wrongly, there will be fans that will have a lot of questions over the squad and of the coach. Again, rightly or wrongly.
I just want to note as well, I don't know what the end statistic was, but we had 58% possession. It would probably be about for the first half, but we played like we had 40. Like there was, whenever Western had the ball, they were all over us, and there was no structure. Like we finished on 53. Okay, so but most of the time, we're just lobbing the ball in the air. It was all over the place.
Did you look comfortable on the ball, Josh?
We didn't look comfortable at all. Like our midfield's obviously our issue, but even like around the back, man, it was shaky.
How many missed passes and just shit actions from some of our guys in the back? Katrumbas missing, controlling the ball. You get taught this in under fives. Make sure that when the ball comes to you, you keep your eye on the ball and you cushion it with your foot. And it was in the second half, I think, and the ball just went past him. Shushnya, man, I know I said on this on this show, brain shits. He had a couple brain shits today with some of his passes. Just terrible technique, bad concentration, really poor from a senior player. And then Ollie Sale with some of his kicks. Jesus wept. Like I've seen even some of the guys that played in my friggin' Metros Div whatever game today, goalkeepers could kick a football better than someone that's an international footballer that's on a 3-year contract. I expect more from Sale, but I just think senior players, some showed more desire and effort than others, and that should be something that kills Stadge. But I think we've got a lot of problems, fellas, and I think, the sooner this season ends, the better.
Look, I think we can all agree that this team needs fucking open heart surgery at this point. It needs open heart surgery. Is Stadge the surgeon? Is the question. Is Stadge the surgeon? Ross Paligra is the man that owns the hospital, but he provides all the equipment, all the funding.
Do you want to go first, Josh?
Is Stadge the man?
If I was Ross, I'd be asking for my dollar back, to be honest. I think he knows. I think he knows that he's going to have to spend a lot of money. Now, regardless if Stadge is the man or not, let's say they were to replace him with someone bigger. He's on a 3-year deal, and I'd assume he's on a lot of coin. So I think this whole rebuild, because from what I'm hearing, that's the way it sounds like it's going to go, is going to cost a lot more than he originally anticipated. Do I think he's the man for the job? It's hard to say because he's only done well for one season in like A-League men's competition. He hasn't been very... There's not more to see from. Obviously, he's done well in the women's, but like in no bad way. It's completely different. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But if we want to obviously title charge next season, do I think he's the man for that? I'm going to say no.
Look, that's a fair statement in all honesty. Like, I think we can all agree. Our squad, I don't think is the worst in the league.
No.
I don't think it is. Is it a title challenging squad? No. Is it a 6 challenging squad? Probably not. Probably not, since about half of it's made up of academy lads and people that we've signed in on loan.
It's better than where it is.
It's better than what we've made it out to be. Now, you can say as much as you want about, we've dropped points late, or we've dropped points here because of that, because of this. But it's the same old problems that we've been having since the fucking Tony Popovich era came to an end. We can't get points away from... We struggle to get points away from home. We struggle to get our form away from...
the case.
I know, but it can't just be, Glory playing away from home. They're about to fucking lose.
We can't. Under Kenny, we had a good away form. We would generally average about 4 or 5 wins. Under Popper, we had a good away form. So what's the story now? Why can... We've had 3 coaches, Richie, Ruben, and now Stad.
COVID, I can understand. in the COVID season, yes, we weren't moving around that much because the players were in the eastern states, but it must be so mentally draining to be away from your home for that long during a COVID season, knowing you can't go back and see your loved ones. But I can't excuse it now. I really can't excuse it. I genuinely don't think I've seen a good away performance, aside from Western Sydney and maybe the Newcastle game. I genuinely can't pinpoint a single away performance where I looked at it and went, fuck, boys, that was a hell of a performance.
MacArthur
It just looks... Right. MacArthur was okay. But
Wellington was half. Oh, that was a home game, actually.
Yeah. It just looks sad. It just looks decrepit. It looks like people just don't want to fucking be there. And that's really been the case with these last two games against Western United and Melbourne City. It looks like certain people just don't give a shit.
But that makes me think that more players, it's more a mental thing. I think in a way, now you might not agree, you probably won't, but us leaving the contracts to last minute isn't actually a good thing.
We don't know that, though.
Because, well, I thought that's what they said. Didn't Ross speak about it? Or the club?
I seriously doubt they would, because Ross is smart enough to know not to do that. It's nonsensical business practice to do that.
Even still, I reckon Anthony Radic and Alan Stajic would have at least made it clear as to who they want and who they don't want, and they wouldn't have just gone, oh, let's leave contracts to the end of the season. No, because there's a lot of players that are going off contract. Yeah. So there then comes a point where we can't maybe make you sign it because we don't know what's going on with the owner, but we're going to give you a contract or not offer you a contract. But I think... put it on the table. Yeah, I want to make a point about the away form. Neil Kilkenny now, he did a piece a couple months ago, or he was interviewed by the West Australian, where he was asked basically by, I think it was Ben Smith that did the interview. And Ben, good to see that you followed the podcast, mate. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, Ben. Good stuff that you write as well. It's really good. The interview that he did with Neil, and it was interesting hearing what they did under Popper when it came to away game preparation. It's back again, the cricket. I don't think you got it.
I don't even know where the fuck it is.
It's on your back, mate.
Go back in a minute, champ. Shut the fuck. Thank you.
There you go. So I think for me, Neil spoke about, okay, what they would sometimes do is that they would get to wherever they need to be, and then on the day of the game, they would have like a small training session to sort of limber up a little bit, and then they would play quite well. And under Popper, we had a really good away form. But Neil also spoke about the need to have good senior leaders in the team and good, strong guys that are going to push you to the very top. And I look at our team, and probably only maybe Tags, maybe Dave, maybe Latchman, maybe Yamini, maybe some of those characters. But I don't think across the board we have enough. Neil said men, and it's like, you know, I get his terminology and where he's coming from, but I also think at the same time it's like, well, clearly we need a better team. Clearly we need some really good senior players coming in. But then back to your initial question about is Stadge the man? Look, I'll say first and foremost that I've been a big supporter of Alan Stajic, as you guys all know. I've said it on here, I've said it on Twitter, I've said it on the radio, I've said it wherever I can, that I believe that Alan is the man that can get this club to the very top. But after this season, I'm not saying that he isn't, but I'm having second thoughts. And I say that because when you have issues that are consistent throughout the whole season and there doesn't appear to be an effort to rectify said issues, then I have a problem. Because I would expect from a coach that has over 25 years of experience to be able to identify an issue and then look to implement solutions that are going to work. Because we definitely would have analysed and made clear the problems that we have, but the efforts to fix them, we're just not seeing the outcome, right? Our defending has been rubbish. You're averaging 2.3 goals conceded per game. That number might have gone up by now. That's not acceptable. The poor... Look, did I not, at the start of the season, after the Wellington game, launch my shit at the 4-4-2? I did. I said... I think you guys may be a bit slower to jump on the bus, but I said it's just not getting the best out of, at the time, Collie and Bozanic. I said they were restricted and you need a number 6 in there. Maybe a 4-3-3 is the way to go. Can we sit here right now after 26 games and say that whoever Adam Taggart's partner has played to a level where we can say, yep, the front two works? Can we say that the whole front two concept has worked this season? Yes or no?
Just on that, in a way, yes, and in a way, no. I don't think we get as much out of Taggart if we play with him as a sole striker. I truly believe that. I think Taggart works well next to another person. I think it's more, have we found a striker that we know we can partner with Tags next season long term? No. And the reason I say that is because obviously you have guys like Daniel Benny, you have guys like Anasmo, you have guys like Kolakovsky, Osler, that have all been tried next to Tags. But genuinely, when has one of them gone next to Tags and you think, fuck, this is it? It's normally just you. I get the same feeling every week with the lineup where first thing I look for in the lineup is, shit, who's our midfield two? And then the next thing I look with is, shit, who's partnering Tags? Because I can normally tell how the game's going to go depending on who's partnering with Tags. If I see Kolakovsky or Benny, then I know, okay, well, it's going to be very slow up front. It's going to be very methodical. If I see Dave, I'm going to be like, well, it will be some cracking bit of chaos for the opening 30 minutes, but after that, it's going to be pretty shit.
I think what it does, it either shows that Alan needs to change system to a 4-3-3 next season, or we need to get a number 10. And I think how long we've been saying a number 10 for ages now, and yeah, we've heard some stuff through the grapevine about potentially a decent signing that might be coming through. That's foreign. If it is to be an attacking midfielder, then beautiful. But clearly we need to sign either a 10 or another striker. I think that has to be one of the critical objectives for Stan Lazaridis and Alan Stajic. And maybe that would bring more balance to the team. And I think overall the team just needs better players in it, where hopefully the game model naturally improves. But I think at the same time, if it doesn't, then maybe the conversation should lean towards, okay, maybe Alan isn't the guy. Maybe we need to think of other solutions. But I just want to hope and pray that with a good transfer window behind him and a good pre-season, hopefully we can have a really strong season next season, because this season has been nothing short of a train wreck. But we need to see actual action this time and not words. I'm sick of anyone associated with the club chatting absolute bollocks in terms of, oh, we want to play for the fans, we can't wait to play at HBF Park, or we want to improve. This club doesn't deserve to be on the bottom end of the ladder. That's all bullshit. We've heard that crap for years now. This is the most mediocre club in the A-League for some of the history that it has, and it's got a lot of proud members and fans. Lots of guys flew over to Melbourne to watch that shit that the club dished out. It's not everyone's fault, I get it, but it's a club effort, it's Perth Glory. We've been crap since Popper left. There has to be a point, and hopefully the new ownership coming in means that we will see that change, where we actually start to put on our big boy pants and start acting like a proper fucking team. Otherwise, you can forget about re-engaging with the community, because the community will say, fuck off, you guys are hopeless and useless. Forget about, bringing through WA product, because other players that are coming through that are young might think, shit, Gloria rubbish, I'm going to head over east or I'm going to head overseas, and we're not going to get success, right? Those are the three main pillars of Ross Peligra's plan as new owner. He was at the game as well, Josh. We did see him. I think he was with Lazaridis, and he was with, I'm pretty sure it was the treasurer, Lisa Safiotti. I'm pretty sure. But even still, look, there's a lot of the treasurer. Yeah. Rita. Nice. She was at the game. There you go. Nice. But more to the point. Yeah. Well, we need to see a better season, and that starts right now. Get the players in, get the fans on board, and get them excited. Start leaking shit out, Ross. Build a bit of hype, because HBF Park felt tired. It felt lethargic. It felt asleep. It just felt like everyone wanted the season to end, and the floodgates opened once the full-time whistle went. Everyone flew out, got out, booed the team, and then made their way back home, because this has been a disappointing season, to say the least, and fans deserve proper change and a club to be proud of.
I'm going to say something that's going to upset a lot of people. Now, no. I think, no, hold on. I think Perth fans and WA fans in general are some of the most snobbish cunts. Probably cunts.
Bandwagon?
Yeah, 100%. But you look at it, and I understand why. You look at how WA or Perth teams are normally perceived among every major sport that we play. Cricket. WA dominates Sheffield Shield and one day. The Scorchers dominate the Big Bash. Best Big Bash organisation there's been. You look at the basketball. Perth Wildcats, historically probably the best. Probably one of the best NBL franchises there's ever been. You look at, I know rugby's not particularly a thing, but that's not really a thing over here in WA. You look at AFL, West Coast obviously had their very recent success. Dockers have been doing well recently as well. I know their shit now, but they'll pick back up because they always do. That's how AFL clubs work. But you look at all these clubs, one thing they have in common is that they fucking win. That's the thing. They win. And it's a real struggle when you have a team like Perth Glory who's gone from the heights that we did during the Popovich era, where we managed to draw 60,000 Optus Stadium for a final, now to, in 3 seasons, we've got 2 wooden spoons.
Do you think fans give a shit about if the team has a lot of WA players in it?
To some,
or do they care more about the team winning?
I think the sponsors probably care because it's easy to market. You can have lots of these WA poster boys be like, oh well. And here's the thing: we spoke about this on episodes probably 1, 2, and 3 about Daniel Benny having heaps of pressure on him because he's pretty much the star boy of the club, being this big Perth talent that's touted for great things. People can't get a fuck enough of him, but I genuinely think, and I said this as well. People, when they think about Perth Glory, care about the glory. They don't give a shit about Perth, all right? Perth fans want to win. It doesn't matter if we're playing fucking Trent Sainsbury at the back or if we're playing Harrison Delbridge. If we're winning, people are happy. If it's a WA product and we're winning, great. Even better. We can be proud that we bought through some WA products and here they are on the stage here. Maybe you can send them out to schools and be like, well, I was just a kid like you in primary school and now look at me, I'm a fucking Socceroo or something. People aren't inspired when their home team finishes 11th, 12th. It doesn't matter if they have a fully homegrown team or if they have a team full of fucking foreigners.
Well, the highest place that we've finished is 9th over the last 4 seasons.
Here's the thing. I genuinely get laughed at nowadays by people who admit they don't care about the A-League. I had a mate come up to me who hasn't watched the A-League in 3 years. And he said, oh, how was that Glory game on the weekend? And I said, why the fuck do you care? And he said, I don't know, it's just funny. Yeah. This is a guy that used to support the Glory. Yeah. And he says, it's just funny. Yeah. And honestly, like for an outsider, how can this not be funny? How can this not be funny?
We're a laughing stock, right?
We're a laughing stock. We're a laughing stock of not only the A-League, but we're a laughing stock of Australian football. People in Australian football, I know the A-League cops a lot of shit from Euro snobs and whatever, but I genuinely can't even be mad. If you're a Perth fan, I genuinely think you would be fucking insane not to be keeping up with European football. Because how can you genuinely watch this shit week in, week out, and not want to fucking just stop watching at some point?
Because right now, just quickly, if I was to ask both of you guys, would you renew your membership for next season right here, right now? But let's say you had one. You've been a member for the last 4 or 5 years. Would you renew your membership if you had a membership? Yes or no?
With what they currently give out for
just yes or no. Yep.
With what they currently give out for members, no.
Okay, cool. Josh?
Yes, because I'm a simp for the club.
Whey!
But if I was... It's more... I think members are loyal fans, right? But I understand why you wouldn't. I'm going to say, yes, you're going to have people cancel their memberships. People like me, no, because I'm loyal to the club. But people like that I know who go every single week in, week out, haven't been in 2-3 years, and they were all members, they all cancelled. So no, if I wasn't a loyal fan. But yes, because I'm a simp for the club.
Yeah. Are you incentivised?
Oh, no, I'm not incentivised at all to go to the games.
That's the point.
It's one of those things where you're like looking at it and you're just like, oh, fuck. You know what? It's like the gym membership that you just can't cancel because you're thinking maybe one day I'll go back. Maybe one day I'll go back to the gym. And I'll get bigger. But no, this is that version of, you know what? Maybe this season Glory won't be shit. Here's my $400. Here's my $400.
How many fucking times has this club said next year is going to be the year where we sort our shit out? How many?
The Man United of the A-League, mate.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. Oh, it's a bit too soon. Too soon. No, well, we sort of are, though, because it's like, well, we're a bit more like Liverpool. Because it's like, we have history, but what do we have to show for it in the A-League?
That is quite literally Man United.
No, I'm talking about, well, no, Liverpool.
Chelsea.
No, but
No, but Chelsea. You know what? Liverpool in the Prem.
Liverpool, that's what I'm talking, in the Prem, that's what I'm saying, in the Prem.
In the Prem is fair.
Because you compare the Prem and
Yeah.
A-League, NSL, yeah, because we had the history. We have the history, right? You know, we were part of the reason why the A-League was formed to begin with. And then, you know, you read Facebook, you read Instagram, you read Twitter, and you see these guys that go, I've been a member now since the very first day, and this is shit, this is rubbish. And it's like, I get it, you guys are loyal. You guys have stuck with the club for a long time. Yeah, I know. But, like, for a lot of the younger fans, which no doubt they're wanting to target, it's like, you know, would you really be that keen to get involved? I know they're doing the Grassroots for Glory thing, and that's a fantastic initiative that Glory and Football West are doing. But at the same time, it's like, well, are you really that incentivized? Do you really want to come and see the team? It's like, oh, how have they got? How have they gone? How have they gone the last few years? Oh, well, they finished 12th, then 9th, then 12th, then 9th. Oh, is that any good? Nah, it's towards the bottom of the ladder. Do they have any good players? Oh, Taggart. And it's like, okay, yeah, who else? Oh, I don't know. It's not like before, back in the old day when we were a little bit better, and I could say to a mate, oh, they're like, oh, who's a good player that Glory had? Oh, we got this wicked fucking winger called Diego Castro. Every single game, he'll sit someone on his ass. We got Keogh and Taggart up front. Ross and Griffiths will smash into someone. We had big Dino Julbic at the back. You got Kenny Lowe running up and down like his pants are on fire. It was a whole place that you just had to get to, and that's why under Kenny especially, we had crowds of over 11, 12, 13,000. It's like I watched some of the retro games after that Melbourne City loss because what the fuck else am I going to do? And just seeing HBF Park packed, us with good players, us playing good football, us scoring goals, and us winning games, I was like, fuck, that's how this club hooked me in. Not the fact that it was from Perth, but like the fact that, yes, we're from Perth and we were winning and we played really good football, and it was a place where you had to be. And that was one of the things that I put up a couple months ago, where it was someone that was on the old forums, and they were talking about how Glory games back in the NSL used to be the place to be. You could get guys that didn't even give a sweet fuck about football, and you could just say, guys, let's all go to a Glory game Saturday night or Sunday afternoon. Now it's like, you know, let's say, Josh, you've never watched Glory before. Mate, do you want to come watch Perth Glory play West United at 3 p.m?
Look at this guy.
It's like, yeah,
The A-League.
not bad. He's wearing a full kit as well. He's a full kit wanker, you know, so...
He paid $120 for his Perth Glory kit.
Yeah, no,
I'm going to get it next year on Black Friday for $20.
Oh, I know. So that's the thing. I mean, there's a lot of work for the club to do, and I think if we're looking forward to Sydney, as in like we move forward to Sydney. Yeah. All I'm gonna say is, guys, just raise the white flag, even forfeit, because that's one way we won't concede 4 goals.
Score predictions for Sydney.
4-1.
Bro, get this mic out of my face, bro. I don't want to say anything.
7-2.
All right, you know what? No, I've had enough.
You're about to get me.
Sydney need to win the game. They're going to put out a full-strength lineup, and they're going to fucking lose. Glory 1-0. We did it against Western Sydney last season. We're doing it against Sydney this season. Fuck you, Jovan. Fuck you. We're winning 1-0. Fuck you, Vass. You stupid piece of shit. We're winning 1-0. 1-0. Come on. Come on.
You said we'd beat Melbourne City 3-1.
Kante season, Jovan, you guys can tear us.
Shut up.
I don't give a fuck.
1-0. 1-0 win.
Guys, I'm sorry, man.
1-0.
Jovan.
Jacob Muir with the winner in the 78th minute off a deflection from a corner. I'm calling it.
If I'm going to be honest, it would be
I'm buying
very...
the lottery ticket tonight.
It would be very Glory style to win when it doesn't matter.
Can I just say something? You have a prediction that not only has us winning away from home, which never happens, but you also have us keeping a clean sheet. Mm-hmm. What drugs are you on, bro?
Here's the thing. I made one incredibly wrong call and a second incredibly wrong call. Us winning away from home. No. Us winning away from home and us keeping a clean sheet away from home. So they cancel each other out. So I'm correct. Shush! Let me be delusional, please. Fuck. Can I not have one bit of enjoyment out of this fucking club? I can't even be delusional anymore. When is it going to end, Robbie?
I said that to Josh as well. Yeah. I said that to Josh.
I could genuinely burst into tears for the emotional pain that this club causes me.
You know, this season was the 20th anniversary of us winning the championship in the NSL.
Shut the fuck. Bro, we were supposed to get my younger brother in here for a little thing on Bay 136. I think he's even fucking left because hearing us talk about how shit we are is fucking depressing.
He was like those fans at full time, like, woof, legged it.
See you later. Like, oh my God.
Robbie, I'm tired.
I'll get you a soft drink, mate.
I'm tired, Robbie.
And I'm hungry.
Oh, I made the reservation. What time is it?
7:03.
Okay, we got some time. Mate. Is there anything else we can talk about? Because I simultaneously want to slew the shit out of everything to do with my football club, but at the same time, I just don't want to talk about it anymore.
Do you want to talk briefly about the apology?
What apology?
Remember when we lost 8-0 to Melbourne City and they put out that apology? I mean, that's great. That's it's like, thanks, but like, can you win on Sunday?
Thanks, but like,
what the
fuck does this do for
it's like the board are embarrassed by this. Rest assured, we're going to work hard to make sure that we have success next season and the season beyond. I'm like, can you at least win on the weekend? We haven't won since late February. Well, that was the Ruben Zadkovic win. I mean, look, that was very funny because fuck you, Ruben. But at the same time,
Favorite matchday vlog I've ever done, bro.
it was your most viewed one of them at least.
The first one was.
But even still,
Wait, the first one was that?
it was that one.
Yeah, sorry, I'm a dumbass.
Yeah, so it's like we haven't won since, Feb 20 something or other. And then it's like, guys, we're really embarrassed that we lost 8-0. And I'm like, can this get any worse? Can this get any worse?
Yes, it could. It really could.
We've won the wooden spoon today. Come on!
Yes, let's go. We won something.
Just quickly, Josh, any thoughts on us winning the wooden spoon, our first piece of silverware in 2 years?
Well, I think
I'm delighted.
technically, I don't know if you'd consider this worse than our Sturridge season, because at least we had Sturridge.
Oh, that's you as Liverpool.
No, because at least in the Sturridge season there was meme material.
Yeah, but we got
This
good
isn't
crowds,
any
mate.
Fucking meme material apart from haha Gio Collie shit haha. Like,
What about the Stamp Man comps?
Honestly,
nah,
it's,
bro, like that's so dead.
Or the Ross one.
we don't even...
Oh, okay. But that isn't even funny. That's just cold, bro.
The thing is, we haven't even been...
Keith over fucking Stadgett just walking out, bro. Like fucking.
Obviously, we've been...
Sopranos, bro.
Obviously, we've been bad, but like we haven't even...
Really?
No, but we haven't been...
Really?
We haven't played
I
like
thought we
a...
were still in the title race.
No, but we
You
haven't...
said title race last time.
We haven't played like a wooden spoon team.
Well, I think
It only
I-
just... No, we have recently, but it
Eight-nil
only
getting
just
pretty
fell
close.
apart. Like it's only fallen apart in the past
It has only
5 or
fallen
6
apart
games.
recently, yeah.
But we haven't even played. Like Taggart is literally leading the Golden Boot race, and we're last.
So where
Look,
would
just
we
think about it. This time 4 weeks ago, we were talking about a possible late finals push, and 2 weeks ago, we were talking about hopefully comfortably securing 8th position.
Just quickly.
Like, I agree with what you're saying. Over the whole season, we haven't played like a bottom side. But the capitulation at the end, like if you play like shit for 5 games in an A-League season, that's like 20% of the fucking season. Like,
Just quickly, Jacob Burns, where would Perth Glory be without Adam Taggart this season?
Fucking NPL, bro. That's where we'd be.
Yeah, we'd be pretty shit.
We would have conceded 60 goals and scored 20.
Yeah, the goals conceded wouldn't have changed, but like, a goal difference of negative 40.
We've been playing our games out of Dorrien Gardens. I reckon NIV probably would have kicked us the fuck out.
Even Ross might have gone, no, I'm not spending, no. I'll go and buy the Jets.
I'm going to buy the Newcastle Jets.
That's Stadge, not Ross.
I'm going to coach the Newcastle Jets.
Give me my dollar back.
Arthur Papas, come save me, please. No, I'm joking.
Whoa! I'm sending this to Alan.
No. Mate, Alan probably doesn't give a shit about what I say. And he, you know what, Alan, if you watch us, mate,
Come on the podcast.
Come on the podcast, please.
let's
we
just
would
have a-
we would
you know
love
the
it.
Nothing against.
You know, hang on. Just
DM me on Twitter, Neil Kilkenny. If you watch the podcast, please follow me back on Twitter because you don't follow me back. You liked one of my
Just-
tweets, but you don't follow me
Just
back.
like, Alan, you know those coaches' voice things, those master classes when they got the tactical board out? Let's just wheel a tactical board out and say to Alan, brother, why? 4-4-2, please.
I put Giacolli here.
Why?
Tell me why.
Alan, why? Just like, not like that fucking meerkat that goes, Alan, ow, Alan. But like, Alan, please, man, just explain to me like I'm a 5-year-old.
Stajic after he tears his hamstring for the 5th time this season.
He did walk off injured today.
Fuck's sake, of course he did.
Of course he did. No. Yeah. Bunga, Mustiamini, yeah.
Oh yeah, it was like his second knock in 3 games. Oh no, because he didn't play against Melbourne City.
Yeah, because he pulled out late apparently.
And then the Adelaide game, he got off that 60th minute from a knock, and then this game he came off 60th minute from
But
a knock.
here's the thing: he gets knocks because he goes in for challenges at least, which is something I can respect.
Can I
and
just, hang on, just quickly. How many times, Josh, today, when we were pressing, did G. Collie sprint out and then get caught out of position because he didn't win that contest?
Mate, it's fucking midfield 101 that when your team is in space and you don't have adequate cover, you don't sprint out of fucking position.
Don't jump out.
Exactly. But this is another reason why he doesn't fit in a double pivot. He's not a 6. He's not a 6, bro. He doesn't know how to hold his position. He doesn't know how to move in his position. He doesn't know how to offer for the ball. He doesn't know how to touch the fucking ball. He doesn't know how to pass the ball. What does this brother do in the 6 to keep his fucking spot? What does he do? Do Serbia and Romania have some conflict that I don't know about? Like, Luke Bodnar's half fucking Romanian. Is that why he's not in the squad?
I don't know.
Is that why?
I don't know.
Why the fuck is Giacolli still there? Why is he there?
Just quickly before we get cancelled.
I'm sweating. I'm
G,
fucking sweating.
G, you should be playing as a number 8, not as a number 6. I'll tell you that.
G's a good
You
midfielder,
shouldn't be.
man.
You,
shouldn't be a 6.
Alan, that's what you. Alan, please explain to us why you've done this for the whole season and you haven't changed it. He played his best game against MacArthur when he was pushed a bit higher up. Why have you continued to play him so deep that he's literally holding hands with Shushnyar and Latchman and Majeka Dunby? That's just all I want to know, man. Well, mate, he's your bodyguard, you know? Don't let go. I think we need to end it here, boys. Otherwise we're gonna get cancelled. So on that note, on that bombshell, because we're definitely not the Grand Tour or Top Gear. You know how they go. And on that bombshell, if you've listened. No, not Bodnar. If you've listened to the entire hour that we've been rambling off our ass for, thank you. We had a few questions from some of the viewers.
Oh yeah, let's talk about some fan questions.
Can we just need to quickly address a couple of them. So we had a couple questions from Jay, who said, how is it the Shed End podcast when you guys aren't in the Shed End? It's a valid question, and I responded. I'll just very quickly respond to that. I said, basically, when we wanted to do a podcast for some time and we were brainstorming names, the Shed End was something that sounded good, and it wasn't with any direct relation to the Shed End. It was just the fact that it was a name that sounded good for what we were trying to do. Definitely there will be some involvement with us in the Shed next season because that's something that we'll want to do and get involved with. When we're good.
Just to say as well, we didn't want to name it anything related like directly to Perth Glory sort of. We didn't want to name it the Perth Glory podcast or the Glory podcast. We suggested the Glory Boys, but
That just sounds a bit.
it's kind of yeah. But no, like we want to have more of a connection with the fans than we necessarily do with the fucking higher ups of the clubs because we are not higher ups. We are lifelong Glory fans, and the Shed End is something we can all get behind. So subscribe, and also do not question my name.
Yep. So it's for all of us. If you could choose one Perth boy to return next season, who would that be?
Bodnar.
Fuck off. In the podcast.
All right, we'll all say our own, but for me, it'll probably be Sainsbury. Yeah, he's a Thornley boy, eh?
He's an Armidale boy.
No, Thornley.
He's born in Thornley.
Yeah.
Mate, I saw
Trent
that.
Sainsbury for me. What about you?
On that basis, is there any?
I mean, can I get away with saying Luke Bodnar again? I mean,
Look, Perth boy or WA boy?
Perth/WA.
Okay, Perth.
oh mate, I've been saying Perth/W. I've been saying, bro, Josh Novello would be a mate. If him partnered with Tags, I would do a backflip and probably break my neck. But I would be a very happy man in a fucking neck cast if we had Josh Novello paired next to Adam Taggart.
I would go a bit left field. I will say Jack Idell from Bolton. He's a left back, and we desperately need a left back. Very good player. I'm pretty sure he's a Joondalup product, if I'm not wrong. Very good player. We got a question from Oscar Bergson. What youngsters should be first team regulars next season, and which ones need more time in the NPL side? And this sort of links into another question from a bloke called Jamal Lowe. When's Despotovsky and a couple others getting a run in the first team?
For your first question, people that deserve a run in the team, Bodnar. Bodnar. No, in terms of guys that, here's the thing, A-League football has such a short season to the point where it's really tough for young guys to actually break through properly until they're in their 20s or like late teens. That's why I really think we need to do more with cup competitions and stuff like that, and we need to bring back the Y League.
Can we take the FFA Cup seriously, please?
No, but even then, I think there should be a second cup competition.
Youth League, bring it back.
Or Youth League, something like that. But even something like the, you know how they do the fucking, the Papa John's Trophy in England, where they have a group stage that goes into a cup format.
Yeah.
Something like that. Something that we can actually put these youngsters out to get games. But look, in terms of players that have already broken through, I'd say Benny and Asmo, Majeka Dunmi, obviously. In terms of guys that will break through next season, in my opinion, it's hard to say.
Can I just quickly say?
You want to say? Yeah.
I'll say Seb because I'm pretty sure he scored against Balcatta on the weekend. Seb. I'm 90% sure he got the first goal. It was like a volley. It was like it was a cross was in, and he volleyed it in, and then some other kid got a goal. I don't know all their names, mate. But he's probably very good. Santiago Flores, I think, is a good chance to get in the team. Obviously, we've spoken about him at length on this podcast before. I think Alex Bolton and Adriano Lebib, I think those two should be getting a run in next season. But I think it ultimately depends on the squad makeup. If we have all these senior players, I want to make sure that those young guys can get a chance. Josh, were there any other players that you thought should get in?
Can I just confirm quickly? Yes, Sebastian Despotovsky did score, and then that was followed by a goal from Samuel Barry, and then we proceeded to concede 5 goals and lose a game.
Josh, any thoughts on the other players coming in?
Oh, I can't pronounce his name, but who was that? No, yeah, that kid who that just came on. He looked good. How do I say his name? Kwa. Okay. Yeah, all right. But no, he looked very immense. I think he definitely deserves some sort of role next season. I don't think any of the youth players, to be honest, deserve a starting position, but definitely.
If we're going to stack the team, then shit, you're not getting.
That's fair.
No. I don't think any of them are starters, including Collie. Even though he's not a youth player. Mate, I'm not giving him a break. He's 24.
He's 24!
He's 24!
2 seconds.
He's not a child anymore. He's not a 17-year-old Daniel.
Pass it here.
Luke Bodnar's younger.
Steph Kolikovsky's 24. When was his last goal?
When was Collie's last fucking goal?
He's a midfielder. Playing in a double pivot.
The disrespect.
When was Cola
The disrespect to be comparing Cola to Collie. That is...
They're both 24.
Yeah, I know, but to be comparing them...
Mate, no. Collie, no. Kolikovsky, hydrogen bomb. Giordano Collie, coughing baby. That's what that fucking is. That's what that comparison just is. Hydrogen bomb, coughing baby. That's what that... No, yes.
Nah.
All right, in terms of young players, I think will break through next season. I agree with what you said in that I don't think anyone will particularly get a starting role. In terms of guys that might come through and have a bit of a role to play sort of with squad depth, look, I'm a big fan of Seb Despotovsky and Santiago Flores as well.
Seb, if you can play like your father...
Look, my only thing is, if we are looking to stack the squad, especially with the fact that we're most like... I don't want to jump the gun yet, but I think we're likely to keep both Anasmo and Benny just for next season. Maybe it would be better or better timed if Despotovsky and Santiago Flores sort of have more of a bench role around the squad, training with the squad, and more come into their own, sort of like Benny and Nasmo did this season. I think that's more realistic. In terms of anyone who can get serious minutes, Aiki Tsukamoto, I think he'll get plenty of minutes. Alex Bolton, I'd love to see him involved. Apart from that, Jalen Pearman, would love to see Jalen Pearman involved, and Andriano Labib. It's only a matter of time before that man gets some serious minutes. But in terms of players that need to be sent down to the NPL, not even to be a prick. I genuinely just think that I genuinely don't even think there is guys here that I would send down. Cause here's the thing. I think it's better as a club for guys that are sort of like 22, 23. At that stage, you just need to cut your losses and they need to look for opportunities elsewhere. You can't keep these kinds of players just in your academy system when there's constantly younger players coming through that need to be given opportunities. Like for players like Zimmerino, who struggled for game time this season, as much as you want to make about
neglected.
But here's the thing: it's just better for him to, and as much as it hurts me, Luke Bodnar as well. It's just better for them to look for options elsewhere. It's just better for them and their careers. Do you want to? You can make the argument to say like, oh, well, guys like Trent Osler, guys like Jacob Muir, these are guys that you want to keep at the club, but maybe don't want to get game time every week. But they're bench players. Like you need them around your squad. You need players there for depth.
But that backs my point. Get rid of Coley.
Oh man, you're not. We're not getting invited to anything.
What was the other question? You got invited to the fucking thingy.
We'll leave it, yeah. It was when Despotovsky and a couple others.
I think after next season. I just think that if we keep a Nasmo and Benny, especially if we stick with the Stage 442, we keep a Nasmo and Benny, Taggart will stay. I have a feeling that David Williams will stay on for one more year. I would appreciate that. But you look at the guys that are also there, the likes of Osler, Carluccio, who's hopefully going to be coming back on a permanent deal, and then the fact that we're looking to stack that attack with a lot of experience. Stack attack. That's kind of, oof.
Has a bit of a float.
Stack attack, but shit at the back. That's the glory right there for you. But look, if we're looking to put a lot of experience in that attack, I really think that not next season, but the season after might be the real chance for Seb and Santiago to break through, which is good because I think we can all agree that Benny and Anasmo have been, the more time they've been given, they've really started to show that they're quality footballers, and I expect them both to leave to Europe after next season, which is good because it does open up space for more people to come through, and I want to see that cycle continuing. I want to see experienced players come in, coach these younger boys get good, they move off, club makes money, they have a good career, and it looks good on the Glory Academy. And the cycle needs to continue, and it will continue. Majex, he's going to have a great career, and Nasmo Benny, they're going to have great careers. Jadana, but like, look, the cycle's going to continue, all right? Andriano, he'll have his time. Sebastian, he'll have his time. Santiago, he'll have his time. Ike, Alex, and Overy as well, James Overy. They'll all have their time. I'm certain of it. So no rush. Let's not rush these boys. Let's give them the time that they need. Let's make sure that we treat them properly. And was that it for the fan question?
That's it.
Well, on that note, we've got to.
We should end.
I think we should.
And Robbie, when you gonna end?
Disband the club. No.
Fold.
Partner with Gold Coast. On a serious note, lads, thank you all very much for joining episode 4. Probably one of the hardest episodes we've ever had to do, purely because I had to drag these two here to my shed so that we could all be in each other's company for this absolute mental breakdown.
Watch our team get touched.
I would not be surprised if this is our most viewed episode, just because people are sick.
Explosive.
People are sick and they want to see us suffer.
Explosive.
But yeah, thank you all very much. If you have any suggestions or questions for us to answer in the next episode, leave them down in the comments below. And apart from that, lads, thank you all very much for joining in. I have no energy to do
End
this
the
fucking
stream,
outro.
Robbie.
Get rid of it.